Hi everyone, welcome to my channel E4Ecos. In this video, I'm going to discuss another interesting topic, Production Possibility Curve, PPC. As we know, the economy has to choose between alternative combinations of various goods and services. This problem of choice can be illustrated by a simple graph known as production possibility curve. So let me start. A production possibility curve, PPC, is a curve which shows the various alternative production possibilities of two goods that can be produced with given resources and technologies of production. It is also known as transformation curve or production possibility frontier. It is an important tool to solve the central economic problems. And the next assumptions of PPC. The production possibility curve is based on some assumptions. First, the country has to choose between alternative combinations of only two goods, say LED, denoted as L, and computer monitor, denoted as M. And all productive resources of the country are taken as given. Given means constant, and the technology remains unchanged. All productive resources of the economy are fully employed. So, there is no wastage or underutilization of resources. And the productive resources are suitable for the production of both goods, L and M, that means LED and computer monitor. They can therefore be shifted from the production of one to other goods. However, such a shift would reduce the production of the first good and increase that of the other. And no factor of production is considered to be specific in the production of one good alone and inappropriate for the production of the other. We consider the productive efficiency of the productive resources only in physical terms. That is the unit of LED and computer monitor which they can produce. And based upon these assumptions, we can illustrate the set of production possibilities available to a country by a hypothetical example. Production possibility schedule is a table showing different possibilities of production of two goods. The figures in the table show that all the productive resources of the country put together can produce a maximum of either 30L or 30M or some other combinations thereof. The production possibility schedule can be illustrated in the form of production possibility curve. In the figure, you can see the quantity of M, that is computer monitor, is measured along x-axis, and the numbers of L, that is LED, are measured along y-axis. The respective pairs of the quantities of L and M are plotted and joined with each other to yield a curve which is called the production possibility curve. Thus, the PPC represents all the possible combinations of L and M which can be produced by using all the productive resources of the economy efficiently. In that sense, each point on the curve represents the maximum possible output, and for that reason, it is also termed as production frontier of the economy. The economy can produce any combination of L and M represented by a point either on the PPC or in the shaded area of the diagram. Production combinations represented by the shaded area imply that the economy can produce either L or M or both. For example, combinations represented by points A, B, and C are feasible, as these lie either on the PPC or in the shaded area. But the combination represented by A is feasible but not efficient. Combination represented by points B and C are both feasible and efficient. If it produces at point A, it is not utilizing some of its productive resources and let them go waste. Thus, consider point A, which represents a combination of 10 tons of M and 20 L. The PPC, however, shows that with this much of M, the economy can produce 27 L, as shown by point C on PPC. Alternatively, with 20 L, the quantity of M can be increased to 25 tons. See point B. Any point beyond the PPC, which is in the non-shaded area of the diagram, shows a combination of L and M which the economy cannot produce. Next, we are going to properties of production possibility curve. The production possibility curve has two basic properties. First, it is a downward sloping curve from left to right. It is so because to increase the production of one good, we have to decrease the production of the other because of limited resources. Because of this inverse relation, PPC is negatively sloped. Second, the shape of the production possibility curve is concave to the origin. A concave downward sloping curve has an increasing slope. The slope is the same as MRT, marginal rate of transformation. So, concavity implies increasing MRT, an assumption on which the PPC curve is based. Next is slope of PPC, that is the marginal opportunity cost MOC or the marginal rate of transformation MRT. It is the rate at which the quantity of output of one commodity is sacrificed to produce one more unit of the other commodity. Thus, MOC is calculated in terms of the loss of output of Y for every additional unit of X produced when resources are shifted from Y to X. So, MOC is equal to delta Y divided by delta X. Next, shape of PPC. The shape of PPC depends on marginal rate of transformation, that is the slope of production possibility curve, MRT or MOC. If MRT is constant, then PPC will be a straight line. It is constant if we assume that all the resources are equally efficient in the production of all goods. If MRT is rising, then PPC will be concave to the origin, which is always the case. Note that a typical PPC is taken to be a concave curve because it is based on a more realistic assumption that all resources are not equally efficient in production of all goods. And if MRT is falling, then PPC will be convex to the origin. Does production take place only on the PPC curve? Yes, if the given resources are fully and efficiently utilized. No, if the resources are underutilized or inefficiently utilized or both. on point F, and for that matter on any point on the PPC curve AD, the resources are fully and efficiently employed. On point U, below the curve or any other point but below the PPC curve, the resources are either underutilized or inefficiently utilized or both. Any point below the PPC curve thus highlights the problem of unemployment and inefficiency in the economy. Here you can see point X below the PPC curve shows underutilization of resources, and points on the PPC curve show fuller utilization of resources, and at point Y the production is not feasible with the existing resources. Next, shift of the production possibility curve. The production possibility curve will shift under the two conditions. First, change in resources, and change in technology of production for both the goods. The production possibility curve can shift in both ways, rightward or leftward. The rightward shift of the production possibility curve indicates the increase in the resources or improvement in technology of production for both the goods in the economy. It is synonymous with economic growth. On the other hand, the leftward shift of production possibility curve indicates the decrease in the resources or degradation of technology for both the goods in the economy. It is a rare possibility, but sometimes it may happen due to fall in population and due to destruction of capital stock caused by large scale natural calamities, war, etc. Next, rotation in production possibility curve. The production possibility curve will rotate outward under the two conditions. First, improvement in technology in favor of one commodity, and growth of resources to the production of one commodity. First, rightward rotation. Here the production of good X increases because of improvement in technology and growth of resources to the production of commodity X. As a result, PPC rotate rightward from Q to Q1. Next, upward rotation. Here the production of good Y increases because of the improvement in technology and growth of resources to the production of commodity Y. As a result, production possibility curve rotate upward from A to A1. And the production possibility curve will rotate inward under the two conditions. First, degradation of technology of one commodity, and fall in resources for the production of one commodity. First, leftward rotation. Here the production of good X decreases because of the degradation of technology and fall in resources for the production of commodity X. So PPC curve rotate leftward from Q to Q1. And downward rotation. Here the production of good Y decreases because of the degradation of technology and fall in resources for the production of commodity Y. So PPC curve rotate downward from A to A1. The PPC is an example of Pareto optimal allocation. Then what is Pareto optimality? Finally, let me conclude by saying Pareto optimality or Pareto efficiency. This concept owes its origin to Vilfredo Pareto, who was an Italian engineer and economist. It is a state of allocation of resources from which it is impossible to reallocate resources to make one individual better off without making another individual worse off. To clearly understand the concept of Pareto efficiency, it is important to introduce the concept of Pareto improvement. A resource allocation is Pareto improved if there exists another allocation in which one person is better off and no person is worse off. And a resource allocation is Pareto efficient if no Pareto improvement is possible. Therefore, Pareto efficiency indicates that resources can no longer be allocated in a way that makes one party better off without harming other parties. In Pareto efficiency, resources are allocated in the most efficient way possible. Here, consider points A, B, C and D, which are Pareto efficient. Recall that resources allocation is Pareto efficient if no Pareto improvement is possible. Points A and B are Pareto inefficient because there is a possibility of increasing output of both goods A and B. It would be a Pareto improvement as the total output in the economy increases. Points C and D are Pareto efficient because there is no Pareto improvement possible. Increasing the output of one good would decrease the output of the other good. Therefore, every point on the production possibility frontier is Pareto efficient. Thank you. Have a nice day.